Hi, everybody. Welcome to Magic Universe. This is your May 2020 spiritual guidance pick a card reading. If you're interested in a private reading with me or an energy alignment with me, you can get that at magicuniverse.co. That's .co. Thank you. So here are your groups. Group 1 is vibrating at white. Group 2 is vibrating at red. And group 3 is vibrating at this kind of lime grassy green. So whatever color you feel you're vibrating at right now, that's how you can choose your groups, your cards, or you can just pick by looking at the card piles. The timestamps will be provided in the description box below. And so I'm going to start with group 1. Hi, group 1. So if you chose the white color, these are your cards, and this is your message from your spirit for May 2020. So the first card that really catches my attention is the Trapped in Fear. And I think this is really just about the quarantine, the isolation, and really wanting to be with people, with your friends, and have more hope. But notice in that card, being trapped in fear or being trapped inside, being stuck inside. There's actually sunshine on the outside. If you see at the corner of that card, and it's really like it's outer inflicted because it's being forced on you, but it's also in a way like self perpetuated. It started on the outside, but then on the inside, it's kind of like continuing to like just the thoughts in your mind rolling over and over about when is this going to be over. And the card right next to it, disruption, is like you really really want to break out of this energy and this situation right now. And the card underneath, Eva, that shows that you're putting up a good front. It's like you're not really showing anybody that's how you feel, and you're kind of pretending that everything is okay, or like you're feeling better than you actually are on the inside. So the good thing about this is that at the end there at Hope, that came out at the bottom of the deck, and that's like the underlying energy over the whole situation. And there is hope that it's coming, and you see that brightness with the yellow and everything. That is the hope that's permeating through like both cards, where you have Trapped in Fear, where there's a sunlight in the corner, and in Disruption there's actually light breaking out of all of those pieces, the inner light of you coming out. And the first step to feeling better is actually not somebody outside of you opening the doors or opening up the guidelines or rules and saying, here, you can go out now. That's not the first step to feeling good. The first step to feeling good is you having hope on the inside, and before anything on the outside changes, you know, make that Eva card at the bottom there, make that not be the mask that you wear, that, oh yeah, everything is okay. I'm trying to be positive, or I'm trying to, you know, like not complain about anything. But make that be actually how you feel. Like, you know what? I feel hope on the inside. It's not permanent. It's a temporary situation. Just because I'm not seeing people, or like not seeing my friends or hanging out with people, doesn't mean I don't have friends and don't have people in my life. I'm just not physically seeing them right now, you know? And it starts with that inner dialogue, that inner talk, that once you get that glimmer of hope inside you, that feeling of relief inside you, that, okay, you know what, I'm not gonna struggle. I'm not gonna struggle anymore. And I'm not gonna play over in my head all of these worries and doubts and whatever else, may be causing fear in your mind. I'm just not gonna let that, I'm just not gonna play and replay that in my head anymore. And I'm just gonna find relief any way that I can. That's when your energy will start to change, and that's when you'll start to feel better. Because the situation on the outside, it'll change when it changes. You have absolutely no control over that, right? So the only thing you can control is how you feel on the inside. And Spirit is actually showing me they're calling it an inner party. Like if you look at that first card, Rejoice in Celebration, it looks like that takes you and other people in order to get together and celebrate like that. But they're saying to have an inner party. So whatever that means to you, I mean, I don't know if like when you were a little kid, you used to have imaginary tea parties with like, say, your stuffed toys or dolls or something, or maybe they're talking about like having like a Skype type of celebration where you have a glass of wine and your friends on Skype or through some form, on the computer or on the phone, you guys toast and celebrate that way. They're telling me like eat cake or something. Is this somebody's birthday that's coming up? I don't know. That image is just showing up. But yeah, so that's what this spread is really about. I mean, the fates is just talking about like you can't really control anything right now. It's really the outer circumstances are out of your control. The only thing that you can control is your inside and how you feel and what the thoughts that you're thinking. And really, those are the only things that really affect how you feel, right? So yeah, that's the biggest message. And they're showing me that once you change that energy, that feeling of hope and that brightness, the yellow in that card, hope, you're going to feel that and you're going to just feel so much better. And yeah, they're showing me like a smile on your face and just like this energy that's glowing on your face. So I'm very happy for you. All right. Thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye. Hi, group 2. If you picked the red color, this is your reading for May 2020. As I was picking out the cards for your pile, so first what I do is like I see the color that the group is vibrating at, which is red. And then I look at the color that I should read you at, which was like a Barbie pink color. And there was a message in there about softening the red energy. And I was like, well, that's interesting. What does that mean? So when I was picking the cards, then it all like every card made sense. It all came together. The first card, and it's like immediately I knew which deck to go to, because even before I picked your color, you were already telling me, use this deck. I want I want a card from this deck. And it was the first card that came out was Taking Shelter. The answers are within. And then you just wanted like specific cards from each deck. So you wanted like cards from 3 different tarot decks, and then you definitely wanted a card from the Legendary Ladies Oracle deck, right? So the first tarot deck that you wanted to choose from is this 9 of Wands and the 2 of Wands that came out. And over here, it looks like wherever you are, you might still be sheltering in place because it kind of looks like you're behind bars or something, you know? But in any case, even if you are, you're building something. And the Nine of Wands talks about building something and you're almost to completion, and to keep persevering, keep going because you're almost there. And it's because the number of the cards goes from 1 to 10, right? And you're at 9, so 9 is almost to 10. But just looking at that picture, it's like you're building up the bars you're putting up, you're building something, and you're almost there. And then the Two of Wands, it tells me like it talks about planning, but then just the picture itself, it's also talking about like being pushed forward. I mean, not really pushed forward, but like what's the word? To like gently guide you forward to move forward on something. And then the Emperor, which is from a different tarot deck, that Emperor, I immediately looked at that ball in his hand, and that to me looked like a crystal ball. And I was like, ooh, that makes sense. It's like following your intuition to move forward on whatever it is that you're building. There's like maybe like a final piece of the puzzle or something like that on whatever it is that you're building. And is to follow your intuition. And then the next deck that you had me go to next to it, I pulled out the High Priestess, which is all about intuition and following that inner guidance, right? So I mean, look at the rest of your cards. Like it all completely makes sense. Like taking shelter, the answers are within, which is the intuition, and then Saraswati from the Legendary Ladies, enlightenment. This is about you coming into alignment with your spirit and being like blended together with your inner being, and operating from that point of enlightenment and having all your answers come to you in regards to whatever project this is that you're working on, that you're building. And just like the energy of the spread is like so exciting. And then it all makes sense because remember how I was saying the color that you're vibrating at is red, which is, I feel like that's like a fiery action type of energy, right? That's the Emperor. That's more of a masculine take action kind of energy. But the reading color was softer. It was pink. And so your spirit is actually telling you, instead of whatever answer that you're seeking, instead of taking the more action, take charge, that approach, do the more, I want to say, like that's yang, right? You want to do the yin approach of being more receptive, more receiving from within. Do a more intuitive approach versus taking a lot of action effort. Like do the more intuitive approach, and that's where you're going to get your answer. So that is super exciting. And I feel like when you reach this point of being in alignment with your spirit and having these answers come to you, this process of how you got to that point of receiving answers, it's going to be applicable to so many. It's like it's going to change you in a way beyond May and beyond this, whatever this is you're working on. And you're going to be able to apply this process of alignment and enlightenment to other areas of your life, and your path is just going to open up for you. And I see like a really bright June too. So that's so awesome. I'm really excited for you. Okay. All right. That's it for your reading for May 2020. I will see you next time. Bye. Hi, group 3. If you picked this lime kind of grassy green color, this message is for you from your spirit for May 2020. So This is a very, very specific message. So I don't know if it's for like one particular person who is going to watch this reading, or maybe like several of you out there, this might apply to you. So I'll give you the really specific message, and then I'll give you also like a little bit more general idea of what it could be for everybody else who's not in this situation. But I mean, if this doesn't apply to you at all, then pick one of the other two groups, because maybe this isn't for you, but this is a really specific message. Okay. So the message is that it looks like one or maybe several of you, some of you, had plans to get married, exchange vows. That's the exchanging gifts. And but because of maybe what's happening in the world right now, or maybe something else, but probably whatever's happening in the world right now, your plans have to change. And that's the Tower. And so I'm seeing this as a male female pairing. Okay. And again, if this doesn't apply to you, maybe this isn't your reading, or maybe you and your partner have more feminine and masculine personalities, even if you are the same gender. But I'm seeing like a male female pairing. And the male person seems okay with this delay, or with this obstacle that's in the way. And I pulled extra cards for you guys because I was like looking at this, I'm like, this is so specific. Is it really what I think it's talking about? And like the cards came out, I'm like, okay, I think it is. So I'm just going to tell you what I see. But so the male person of this pair seems kind of like almost emotionless about, okay, that's what it is. And the female person is heartbroken over it, and like, oh my God, I I really wanted this to happen, but this thing, And so what Spirit is telling you is that if you look at the Ten of Pentacles with the raccoon and his in his winning pose, the Ten of Pentacles is like the perfect family happy ending story, kind of picture. And then next to it, the Queen of Pentacles is the female in if you look at the kangaroo, I mean, the Queen of Pentacles typically is not about weddings and stuff like that, but if you look at the kangaroo, and that trailing thing of like polka dots or whatever it is that's like over her, it looks like a veil, doesn't it? Like coming off of her crown and over her body. So she looks like a bride to me. And so the message is that everything's gonna turn out okay, but it's just not happening like right when you thought it was going to happen. So, don't get too heartbroken about it. And so another card that came out was for clarity, for clarifying the situation, is the Perfect Key, which this reading is just for entertainment, but I'm seeing that maybe August, or something about August, is lighting up for me. But whatever your delay is, it is going to happen, but just later, even if it's not August. But the Perfect Key, like there's a perfect solution to your situation. So now, if you are not in this situation, the more general meaning of this reading is that whatever it was that you had planned, that for whatever reason it's not happening, and there's some change to your plans, It's still going to work out okay, and there is a perfect solution. So that's just the real general meaning. But like what I was reading from this was so specific, and I was like, I think somebody in my audience or whoever's going to read, watch this video needs to hear this message. So again, this is for entertainment only. Don't, take anything that I say too seriously. Oh, by the way, that was one of the messages that I got when I was shuffling and getting the cards, because the energy that I was feeling was just like this distraction and this kind of disturbed, kind of like that tower feeling. And I'm like, why do I feel all anxious? And, and I didn't feel like it was my own emotions. I kind of felt like I was feeling the energy of the reading, and then Spirit just told me, just take it easy. Don't take anything so seriously. And then I'm like, oh, okay. And then they said, and then Spirit said, that's the message for them. Don't take anything so seriously. And so that's the message for you. Whatever's not working out for you, it will work out eventually. The perfect key is there, the perfect solution. And don't get too heartbroken about it. It'll all turn out okay. So whoever you are, somebody or somebody's out there that resonate with this message, everything's going to be okay. And everybody else in the general, same for you. Everything's going to be okay. All right. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.